Hey everyone, Christian here, and I saw this plant. I don't believe I've done it before. This is going to be a palm review about Sabal mauritiformis. This palm is probably the least cold hardy sabal in the entire genus, and it is native to Mexico, uh, Colombia, and the southern Caribbean, like Trinidad and Tobago. And so its native range is such that it's a very tropical area, and as a result, it's not going to be cold hardy like Sabal, what's it called, Sabal urusana, Sabal causiarum, the Sabal palmetto. So anyway, but it does have some pretty cool characteristics. It does hold a lot of green on its petiole even long after the leaflets are either cut or fall off. Well, they fall off, there's not going to be there. But if you chop the leaflets, it'll hold green for a couple of years at least. And I'm getting an echo here because I'm in a little semicircle. But the leaflets themselves are very droopy and split, which is unlike a lot of other sabals. It doesn't have any color on the underside, but it does have a more tropical look about it. The leaflets are just not as upright. They're just have a more broader tropical look about them. So it's also not the very fat trunked palm. I would say it's probably slightly smaller than a palmetto on average. And this is the tallest of the three here. There's a little trio, and there's the crown. And the petioles are actually quite sharp if you lay your hands on them. Just so be careful, don't grab onto them with your bare hands. Here's a smaller, I guess it's a small adult, a large juvenile, and you can see the unclear trunk there. So, and I would say that this is a 9B sabal, which for a sabal is actually pretty cold sensitive. Let me get less sun in the face there, and you can kind of see a good leaf pattern. These have been kind of blown apart just by the windy days we've had for the past couple months. And so it does keep some upright leaflets, and it'll eventually go to the horizontal, and then they kind of just fall off. So it is kind of a wispy plant. It's not going to be that typical sabal look of, like I said, upright and holding a lot of leaflets, way beyond their time, as I like to call it. And but it's something weird about this plant, and seems to happen in Florida, is that it puts out a lot of seed. A lot of seed bracts and a lot of seed, but the seed rarely germinates for some reason. It doesn't seem to put out good seed. However, seed from this largest plant has germinated, so I'm curious if that's a hybrid from with another sabal here. I doubt it, because this plant seems to be kind of disjunct from other sabals, and for the most part. So it's not a particularly... People tend to either love or hate this plant. They think it's kind of wispy and ratty, but it does have a more tropical look to it. And so therefore some people do really enjoy it, and it does have kind of the uprightness of it. The plant kind of has a more elegant look for some people who want that more tropical, these elongated petioles. So the seed's going to look a lot like any other sabal. That's the problem. It's quite small, actually. It's one of the smaller sabal seeds, and it's going to be black. The fruit and the seed itself is going to be brown, just like a palmetto. So when you have sabals, many species of sabals seeds, make sure you label them, because they look identical. So they're going to want a lot of heat, a lot of water. They'll grow in pretty much any soil. They're pretty easy to grow from seed. It's a good, if you want to start growing palms from seed, it's a good beginner seed, and it's an uncommon palm. So therefore you kind of get the best of both worlds. You don't have to grow common palms as your first experiments with seeds. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. These tend to be grown by collectors, just to kind of, they're not in high demand, but they do, people do like them, people do want them. And this person did spec this out. Actually, I spec'd it out for this little cove, which has not been completed here. But yeah, it's a little bit less cold hardy. It's a little bit more wispy, a little more tropical in general. That's pretty much it for mauritiformis. I'm going to try and get other species of sabal that do grow. Most of the time, different species of sabals are going to be found in Central Florida, because they are in South Florida. People get a little bit too they're too proud of their climate, and they want to make better use of it by growing more tropical plants. But mauritiformis is a little more tropical. I would say that I would not let this go below 24 Fahrenheit. So it'll be like -4, -5 Celsius. The crown will probably start to rot at that point. So as you can tell, it's about 10 to 15 degrees less cold hardy than, say, palmetto or casiarum. So anyways, I'll leave that here before I get eaten by mosquitoes. But if you have any more questions about Sabals or Sabal mauritiformis in general, leave it down below. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and you'll see many more videos like this. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time.